Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm excited that you have made out this time to join me, so thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Eyum, and on this channel I share with you the information and the inspiration that you need to overcome adversity. This month I've been looking at the theme, the advantage in adversity. I've done 2 previous teachings, so if you missed any of those, I want to encourage you to go back and watch them. I'll put links to them in the description. Today I want to talk to you on how you can get the advantage in adversity. How do I get the advantage in adversity? That is what we'll be talking about today. I'm going to do this in 2 parts. So today I'm going to be talking about looking inwards, introspection, looking inside yourself. Because to get the advantage in adversity, we first need to look inside ourselves. There are enormous benefits that we get when we look inside ourselves. And looking inside ourselves is called introspection, where you self-examine yourself, where you ask yourself questions, and where, if you're a person of faith, you also talk to God and ask him questions as well about yourself. And you take time to reflect, you take time to meditate. To look inside yourself, you need to do some critical self-examination. Many times when we go through adversity, it's so easy to begin to look outward to see where the issue is coming from. And I agree that on a number of occasions, there are things that happen to us that are external. But on the other hand, there are also things that happen to us that was caused by our internal wiring. So something may happen to you externally, but it could be that the way that you are internally is what attracted that external thing to happen to you. And then many times, even when we do things ourselves, because sometimes the adversity that comes our way are things that we have brought upon ourselves. Maybe you have done a wrong investment and now your business have gone bankrupt. Or maybe you went into wrong relationships and now they have led you to your downfall. So that is why this introspection is very, very important. So when you are doing this introspection, there are questions you need to be asking yourself. And I'll tell you the right questions to ask. But I'll also tell you one wrong question not to be asking. Because that is the question that a lot of people ask. When they are going through a challenge, they ask the question, oh, why me? Why me? I want to tell you that why me is the wrong question. It's a self-defeating question. It's a question that looks at yourself as a victim. But to get the advantage in adversity, you need to have a victor mentality. So don't ask why me. Because I don't know about you, but when I have asked why me in time past, I've never gotten an answer. So don't bother to ask a why me question. That is the wrong question if you want to get the advantage in adversity. Rather, ask questions like, what happened? How did I get here? Is this my making? Because like I said, there are some adversities that was our own making. The devil did not have a hand in it. And definitely it was not God that brought it upon you. It was your own making. Your lack of wisdom, your inexperience, your hastiness. There are certain things that are our making. But on the other hand, there are a lot of adversities that are not our making. So when you begin to reflect and ask yourself questions like this, you will now, and of course when you're asking yourself questions, this is between you and yourself. So you have to be honest with yourself, because you are trying to get out of this adversity and you are trying to get the advantage from this adversity. So there's no need for you to pretend, because who are you pretending to? This is between you and yourself. Nobody is going to listen to you or read whatever you are writing. Maybe you are writing down the answers. Nobody is going to be reading it. So be very honest with yourself. If this is your making, then note it down, because you ask further questions. And if this is not your making, then you know that, okay, I'm not in control here. And then you also move on and ask other questions. And of course, like I said, if this is your making, you can ask other questions like, okay, how do I get out of this? What can I do to fix this? And of course, if it is not your making, you can also still ask, okay, what is the way forward? What is this experience about? Is it about me, or is it about someone else? For instance, I was telling you the story of my daughter that was born with very severe disabilities. That was not my making. So asking why me, number one, is not going to give me an answer to my question. And then number two, another question I asked is that, what is this experience about? One day I was praying. This was many, many years back. And I was really crying my heart out, because at this time, I was just in one room with my daughter. And I didn't know what the future held for us. So I was crying to God and say, God, is this how my life is going to end? What does the future hold for me and this child? And that was when, in fact, that day I prayed, I cried, I didn't hear anything. Then like 2 days later, I was still praying again. This time I was more quiet in my spirit. And I heard the word, but why don't you make your pain someone else's gain? And that is what led me to be doing what I'm doing today, using my painful experience to help others. So in asking questions like this, of course, the questions I'm giving you are not exhaustive. You can come up with your own list of questions that you are asking as you are doing this introspection. You are inspecting yourself. And as you are inspecting yourself, there are certain things you don't have answers to. And that is when you can also ask your God to tell you more about yourself, to tell you more about the purposes that He has for your life. And then you can also ask questions like, what have this adversity taught me? There are things we need to be learning from every experience. Many times we've heard the saying, experience is the best teacher. But the truth is that experience is not the best teacher. Evaluated experience is the best teacher. If you go through an experience that you don't evaluate, you are not going to learn any lesson from that experience. And then there's a tendency that you will repeat the same action that led to the bad experience. Or you just go through a season of pain, of adversity, and you come out of that season and you will not learn any lesson. And it will be like a wasted experience. Look out for the lessons that your adversity is teaching you. At the end of the day, those lessons are the things that are going to constitute your experience in that field. One of the things that God told me many years ago when I was doing this retrospection again was that He asked me a question. He said, if they are looking for a managing director of an established company, who do you think they will put in that position? Is it a fresh graduate that made a first class, maybe in civil engineering or in management, or an experienced man? Maybe he made a second class lower or something, but he has worked many years in the field in various capacities, and he has built himself and his reputation to a certain managerial level. And of course, I say the man with the experience. And that was when he made me understand that the experience I was going through, the things I was going through, the seemingly meaningless tragedy I was going through, was giving me the experience to be able to help others, to be able to make my pain the gain of others. So, as you go through this experience of adversity, don't let it be wasted. Document the lessons that you are learning, because it is in those lessons that you'll be able to help other people. And I can guarantee you that as you do this, There are so many benefits that you'll be getting. You'll be getting the benefits of understanding what the issue is, understanding the mind of God concerning this issue, understanding yourself better. Because each time we do this self-examination, this introspection, you begin to see that you are actually capable of handling this experience. You begin to see that there is purpose to the pain that you are going through. And then you begin to see certain advantages within yourself. So for instance, as you are asking questions, how do I move forward? Ideas will begin to drop to you on the steps you can take to move forward. I can tell you so many stories, but because of time, I will not go into it. But I guarantee you that each time you begin to do this self-examination, asking yourself questions, you begin to receive answers that gives you clarity about the situation, that helps you to be focused because you can now see things more clearly, and that also begin to help you to see the giftings, the talents that God has put in you, those potentials that you have to handle the adversity and to get the advantage out of it. Those things will begin to become obvious to you as you do this self-examination. So, to get the advantage in adversity, do some introspection, inspect yourself, ask questions of yourself, ask questions of God. And as you are getting answers, document your answers, document your thoughts, because that is what is going to help you to develop a line of action on how you can get the advantage out of the adversity. I want to end by giving us this quote. This is an anonymous quote that says, "Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't." So, the adversity right now might look like you cannot handle it, but I guarantee you that you have that potential, that inner strength in you to overcome it. And as you introspect, you will now begin to see those strengths and also begin to see how you can get the advantage out of this adversity. I have a program on the 1st of June, and I'm bringing in a guest, Reverend Christy Baturi. She's coming all the way to the UK. This program will be holding at the Hilton Hotel in Reading. 1st of June is on a Sunday. So on the Sunday evening, we are gathering together to crown this topic that I have been talking about, the advantage in adversity. This is going to be a time of impartation, a time of sharing real life stories of how people have overcome adversity and how they have gotten the advantage of it. It's going to be a time of networking. But unfortunately, this program is only for women. It's a time of meeting like-minded women that you can begin to network with. So I invite you to please join us for this program. If you live in Reading or around Reading, I'll put a link to register in the description. So make sure you register, and I look forward to seeing you there. So once again, thank you for joining me. I hope this has blessed you. And if you are watching this, you've not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button now and make sure you turn on the notification so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thank you, and I'll see you again next week. God bless you.
Are you going through a traumatic experience? Does all hope seem lost? Are you looking for a way out? Then these books are for you. Mama Grace. He gave me comfort through the storm. All by Eyum Ejiga. These books are available in paperbacks, Kindle versions, and audiobooks on all Amazon websites worldwide and other online bookstores. You can also find the audiobooks on Audible and iTunes. So take heart. These books will show you the way out of trauma to triumph. And you will have the last laugh.